Evening to everyone. Let us start the 981st meeting of Legendary Toastmaster Club of New Delhi. We'll start the meeting with a club mission. That is, we provide a supportive and positive learning environment in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Before we start, we would like to lay down certain ground rules before starting the meeting. The first thing that is very important in any online meeting is, as our club president just said, please switch on your cameras. Toastmaster Anmol Arora, speaker Varshit, Varun Jain, we would like to have you present here in the online meeting so we could have a good and awesome session. The second rule is that we try and use English language as a medium of communication here at Toastmasters. And if we are using any vernacular or any other language, we provide the translation of the same. The third rule that we have is that we refrain from the usage of politics, sex, and religion. And even when we do, it is generally in a good taste. I would also request, in order to for the meeting to be conducted smoothly, you should unmute only when you are said. And if there is any audio or visual breakage, you should convey to the host right there. And keep your phones on silent, especially when you're speaking, because that creates a disturbance and breaks the flow of the meeting. So on that note, we would actually start the meeting. So we'll start on a different note. Everybody is talking on COVID. Everybody is talking about the challenges that we are facing. Let's take a time and pause and think about what is something so special that we are missing out, especially in this city, the place that we live. What is it so special that is there in the city that you would be doing right now if it would not have been COVID? So let's start with somebody who's really special and who has turned off the video, Toastmaster Vishesh, who's in the meeting right now. Yes, Toastmaster Vishesh. Okay, we'll get back to him later. We'll have Toastmaster Yash Jain.
Sorry, Cheshta, but I didn't listen to your question.
What is it that you would be doing right now had it not been the COVID situation? What is something that you would really like to go out and do there?
I won't be Baldy Yash right now.
Okay, that's nice. So, okay, then we have Arjun. Arjun, what is something that you would actually like and crave and go out to do right now?
Right now, on top of my head, I can just think about playing sports. My badminton is stopped. So yeah, I would just restart that.
Okay, what about you, Tushar?
Going on trips with my friends is something actually I miss.
Where would you like to go? Where would you like to go?
Actually, somehow we managed to plan a trip to McGardens, but it just got cancelled because of the COVID.
Okay, that's really sad. What about you, Nadeem? Where would you have wanted to go?
Actually, I'm craving for just getting back to my exercise and routine, basically for my workout. I was just starting my diet and just happened to get with the lockdown thing. And before just 2 days before the lockdown, I just had some words with my coach that he said that there is nothing will happen. I say that I just feel that there's something gonna happen and these people will make it to the lockdown. And just yesterday we had some talks and they said, let's see, coach, I just mentioned earlier, like, you know, the situation is not as good as it seems, and probably to just get out of it very soon. Yes, all of us, I hope.
Is a little grim, but we'll get back to it stronger and hopefully in a very long time, not in a very long time, things would resume as possible. We also have our first speaker, Varshit. Varshit, would you like to share with us what is it that you would like to do if it would not have been a COVID situation? We would also like to know you because you will be a speaker in Toastmaster Club of New Delhi.
Yeah, so that's a fair bit of an interesting question, what I would have been doing, because I've been one of the unique people whose life wasn't really very perturbed by the pandemic in that capacity, because I have been working from home for past 3.5 years. So in that
Okay.
sense, my particular work life, it isn't really a change. But if one of the expectation, as another things I've been looking forward to for a while, is to actually take up a break and go out on a trip, which doesn't seem likely in this particular scenario. So that's probably one thing I'd probably be doing if the pandemic wasn't around.
Okay, so last person we are going to take Toastmaster Varun Jain, who looks a bit confused at this point of time. Hi, Varun.
Hello,
So, what do
Chester.
you
How are
miss
you?
the most about Delhi? What is the thing that you really crave? Some special food like chole bhature, which Toastmaster Yash likes, or something special that you really want to go out and do there?
All right. So I am also a very big foodie, just like Toastmaster Yash. And before the this COVID thing, I used to eat street food like momos and spring roll at least, I guess, twice a week. And after this lockdown, I was now obviously not eating all of these food to not have this COVID thing. And now that desperation has got over. Now I do not feel like that thing, and I also feel bad about that. So yeah, that was all I miss about pre-COVID thing, the street food of Delhi, just like Toastmaster Yash.
Hello. On that note, I'd like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Hidayat Thakur, the president of the club, who's keeping us all sane in this time. So, over to you, Toastmaster Hidayat Thakur.
We'll unmute ourselves and take a huge round of applause, please. We are missing this applause and we are missing everyone who did used to applaud for us. Please, everyone, unmute yourself and give a huge round of applause for Sheshta.
For me.
All right, perfect. First of all, thank you for being with us today. And I am so glad to see you all safe at your homes and well, because the situation right now in Delhi, India, world is grim. But this, a little 6:45 to 8:45 is the 2 hours of positivity that we can have in an entire week. And that positivity is enough to keep us charged till the entire week. So thank God for Toastmasters and thank God for TM India and thank God for you all for tuning up today. So with that, first of all, let's have the introduction of all the guests present here today. All the guests who are joining us for the very first time, please turn on your videos. We'll be calling you one by one and let us know about yourself, your name, where did you get to know about us, and what are your expectations from the meeting. So the first guest that I could see on my screen is Saurabh. Saurabh, if you could please unmute yourself and introduce yourself to the club.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
Saurabh.
Hi. My name is Saurabh Basantani, and previously I joined your club for meetings, but I left because of some reasons, and this is why I rejoined this club to pursue some social activity or interaction between them. Yeah, that's
Perfect. Thank you, Saurabh, for joining today, and we hope you get what you came for. So moving on, the next guest that we have today is Sahdev. Sahdev, could you please unmute yourself and introduce yourself to the club?
Hello, good evening, everyone. As I already mentioned, my name is Sadev, and I live at Mayur Phase 1. And my expectation from this club is upon to improve my pronunciation and want to improve my communication skill and want to improve most important thing in me, my uh, listening skills. That's all for me.
Perfect. Thank you, Sahdev, for joining us today. We're glad to have you here in our meeting. So, all right, with that, we don't have any more guests today. With that, I would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Cheshtha, who will be telling us about cultures. it is something that we Indians really, really crave about and know. Whether you go to Varanasi, whether you go to Lucknow, whether you go to Kanpur, in 3 different states, in 3 different cities of the same state, you get different cultures. This is the beauty of this country. And to amplify it more, I would like to welcome the TMOD for today. Please give a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Cheshta Minocha. Everyone, please give a huge round of applause.
Namaste,
Yes,
namaste. That is how we would start with our cultural evening today. So, Thomas Wolfe once said, culture is art elevated to a set of beliefs. Culture is something that exists as a part of our own existence. It is a set of beliefs, it is a set of superstitions, it's the kind of clothes that we wear, it is the kind of hairstyle that we have, it is also the kind of way or dialect through which we talk. So that is a culture. In fact, culture is also definitive of how we think and how we work. For example, what do we think when we think of Japanese? Yes, I think now the checklist of Toastmaster Vishesh is over. So yes, what do you think about Japanese culture per se?
Whenever I'm audible,
Yeah, you are audible. Yes.
so whenever somebody asks me about Japanese, I think their innovative clothing, for example, people who wear kimono look very attractive and very cute. And things like ikigai, I have heard about ikigai as well. I don't know very much about it, but these are the things that come to me when somebody asks me about Japanese.
Yes, that's very true. Japanese people are very connected to their culture. The silk clothing that Toastmaster Vishesh just mentioned, the kind of way they're thinking and their culture is very similar to us. In fact, they also sit in a family groups and sit in a specific posture, have tea, and it is more of an Oriental culture that Japan has. So, not just about Japan, every society, every culture has some innovative or different culture in itself. For example, right now I have this image with me. Anybody can tell what this is? Anyone? What is this? Yes, Tushar.
Idols of Lord Jagannath.
Okay, yes, you're very right. It is Lord Jagannath, Subhadra, and his brother.
Baldev.
So, how do you know about this, Toastmaster Tushar?
Actually, I've been to this temple in Odisha.
Jagannath
Yeah.
temple, the Puri
Jagannath Puri,
temple.
yeah.
Yes.
So I've
So
been
this
there.
is this is one thing that one of my friends gifted me when I left Rourkela, which is in Odisha. So this has a special, but this is just a image. Maybe I might not believe in what this symbolizes or something, but it is something that I have carried from that place. It is a memory of all the Rath Yatras that I've attended with my friends, all the Chena Pura that I've had. So that is the beauty of culture. It is actually a diary or a movie of memories that goes on. So at this moment, I would want all of you to just pause. And the smiling Dhanishta also, hello to you. I would like everyone to just pause and bring at least one thing from their home, which symbolizes their culture or something that they hold very close to themselves. So I'll just give everyone 1 minute. So you can just switch off your cameras and just run around and find something very small from your kitchen, from your clothing, or anything around. And it could be a painting also, Toastmaster Sukhmani. You don't have to look so confused. So please, just 1 minute. We'll have a break for 1 minute and just grab something, and we'd be here after a minute. So please go and just grab something. For those who have joined late, like Toastmaster Shrey Saxena, hi. We are actually talking about the culture, and we are actually trying to bring about a single object or anything that reflects your culture or something that is very dear to you. So please.
Sorry to interrupt, Cheshta.
Yes, Anshul.
At my place, I have come to my neighbor's place as my Wi-Fi is not working, but I'm having that thing in my phone. I can show you from my phone.
Sure. You can also narrate a very good incident that you have about any culture. It need not be a specific tangible thing. Culture is also an intangible aspect of our life. So do we have Arjun over here? Do we have Yash over here? Do we have Toastmaster Anmol over here? Do we have Navidatta over here? Please switch on your cameras, only then we can know better. Dhanishta has gone to take something else also. She has left again. Yes, so that by the time other people join, we'll just start with the smiling Dhanishta. Yes, Dhanishta, Toastmaster Dhanishta, what have you got?
We are very cultureless as a family, but both my mother and I, we like to put up paintings and posters. So if you can see my room, there are a lot of posters and stickers there.
Oh wow,
and
that's
also
really nice.
paintings.
We'd like to have a look. Yeah.
So yeah, that is something that our culture is. There are a lot of posters.
And where have you got all these from, Dhanishta?
My mother found it online. So yeah, we can say it's culture that both of us like to decorate things.
Okay, we can also borrow some paintings from Toastmaster Sukhmani next time she's there for an offline meeting. So yes, Toastmaster Sukhmani, what have you got?
So I found my mom's kurti. So we are Punjabi. So in Amritsar we have this special type of embroidery that's called fulkari. So
yes, I also have.
Yeah, so if you can see clearly, it's a very beautiful kind of embroidery. So I found this in my mother's cupboard. So that's what I got.
Amazing, amazing. That's really very nice. Cool, Toastmaster Sukhmani. And then we have, who's there next? Toastmaster Vishesh, yes.
So I've got this thing I got from Kashmir. I went to Kashmir and this thing is called as, is made by the process of paper mache. So it has a beautiful painting carved on it. And when I went to Kashmir, there were a lot of beautiful things. And that is something which reflects the
Can you hold it closer because we are not able to see it clearly?
This is like a decorative item for for household
Okay.
stuff. And it has some beautiful paintings around it. Yeah.
Okay, nice. And what does it symbolize to you? Why have you kept it so close? Like anything special?
All right. So there is no specific reason, but Kashmir is one place which I really like. Like Kashmir is a very beautiful place, and whenever I go to it, I've been to it over there 2 times. So that is the only reason I've kept it.
Okay, that's cool. That's nice. So before we discuss all the stuff that other people have brought, we'll just pause here for a minute and just think about what is the structure of the meeting, especially for the benefit of our guests who have joined in. I would like to explain that our meeting at Toastmasters is divided into 3 parts. The first part is that of prepared speeches, where we have speakers who deliver the prepared speeches, and the second part is that of table topics, where we focus on impromptu speaking, and the topics are given here. The guests are also invited to participate actively. The third part is that of evaluation, where all the speakers, everybody who's been on the stage, is given an opportunity to learn from the feedback and the evaluation process. So that is the structure of the meeting. Before going further, I would also like to introduce the auxiliary role players who are there in our meeting. So first of all, I would start with the joke master of the day. Just a minute. So we have Toastmaster Yash, can you help me out? It's Varun Jain, Toastmaster Varun Jain. So Toastmaster Varun Jain, let's welcome Toastmaster Varun Jain, who will be the joke master for the day, will be tickling our funny bones. Toastmaster Varun Jain. Do we have Toastmaster Varun Jain with us?
Yes, we do.
I can see him in the meeting.
I think there might be some network issue.
Let's move on to the other role players.
Yes,
we'll come back to further later.
Okay, we'll move on from here to the listener of the day, that is Toastmaster Nadeem. So over to you, Toastmaster Nadeem. Are you there, Toastmaster Nadeem? Your network, I think there's some issue with your network. So I guess today is the day when I'll have to call all the... So let us start with the next role player, that is the timer, Tushar. Toastmaster Tushar, are you there?
Yes, Srinivadi. Okay. So thank you, TM Modi Cheshta. A very good evening to fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I would like to tell you all about a funny incident that happened with me and my family around 4-5 years back. So we had a refrigerator, and my grandma had a very bad habit of leaving its door open whenever she used to take something out of it. So after a few months, the refrigerator stopped working. You know why? And we had to buy a new one. So this time we specifically went for a new one with an inbuilt time alarm system in it. So now if you leave the door open, after 1 minute, the timer automatically goes off, and the person who left the door open realizes it and also will try to refrain from repeating it in future. So my role today would be exactly similar to that inbuilt time alarm system to help you guys deliver your speeches within the allotted time intervals. I'll be assisting you with the help of some colored cards. So let me just quickly show you the allotted timestamps. So is my screen visible? Okay, so for prepared speeches, a green card will be shown at 5 minutes, yellow card at 6 minutes, and a red card at 7 minutes. For evaluators' feedback, a green card will be shown at 2 minutes, a yellow card at 2.5, and a red card at 3 minutes. For table topic speeches, I will be showing a green card at 1 minute, yellow at 1.5, and a red card at 2 minutes. For all the leadership role players, the overall time allotted to you is 3 minutes, and a red card will be shown to you at 2.5 minutes. Now, all of you, please remember, whenever a red card is shown on your screen, you have to wrap up your speech within the next 30 seconds. Near the end of the meeting, when called upon by the general evaluator, I'll be presenting my report where I'll be categorizing all the speakers into 3 different color zones. Thank you, and over to you, TM.
Thank you. Thank you, Timer. That was a very comprehensive and a very relaxed intro. So now I would like to know that if we have our Toastmaster Nadeem, listener of the day, with us. Toastmaster Nadeem,
Yes.
is your network fine? So yes,
Yeah.
you can start.
I hope that I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
So active listening is an art that requires attention over talent, spirit over ego, and most importantly, others over self. Active listening is probably one of the most important key role in communication. Active listening can help us to engage, to connect, and to understand people. Active listening, while talking about it, it might sound easy, but in a real life, it is not as easy as it sounds. It takes a lot of effort, commitment, and willingness to do that. But there's a key for that. Practicing and finding yourself and having that enough willingness to do that is the key for active listening. Good evening to everyone. I, Nadeem Anwari, will be taking the role of active listener today. I hope that in today's session, all of you could bring your attention to the speakers. And in the end, I'll be coming up with some short questions regarding the speakers. And I hope that whatever's being speaking about it, you could draw your attention about. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nadeem. And active listening is very important, and so is being present on the camera. So now we have Toastmaster Swadhin Gogoi with us, and so do we have Toastmaster Vimika Valecha. Please switch on your cameras to boost the morale of people who are out here to speak. So please switch on your cameras, everyone who's here, to make the meeting more interesting. And now, to tickle our funny bones, we have Toastmaster Varun Jain with us, who has, I think, a check mark on his network. Yes, Toastmaster Varun Jain.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So some of us would have used dating apps at some point in our life. Now we have got Tinder, we have got Bumble, we have got Truly Madly, and many more. Toastmaster Shrey would know better. And since many of us are not so blessed that we meet our partner in real life without having to use all of these apps. So we just try to use these apps, explore, and test whether our fortune can turn upside down. Now, one of my friend has been very desperate of having a girlfriend since past many months, and I've been a part of Toastmasters since September. So after listening to many speeches, I got to know about the success stories of Toastmaster Samir and Toastmaster Shrey on all of these apps. So basically, I recommended all these apps to my friend. And after researching a bit, he got to know that Bumble is better than Tinder because Bumble has got more serious people coming on their app as compared to Tinder. And he also told me that, you know what, I have allotted a separate 1 hour out of my timetable for swiping left or right. Majority of the time, obviously right. And then I wished him best that that's good, man. I just hope you get your match. And after some days, he received the notification. It was mentioned that, hey Raman, have you seen a heart? Because someone has lost hearts on you. And I was very happy for him. But when he clicked on the link, he got to know that he'll have to pay 500 rupees in order to purchase Bumble subscription. And he told me that if he ever asks his mother to pay 500 rupees for something like that, he'll definitely get beaten by slippers. And then I told him that then just be more patient, man. You'll definitely get your match. And yesterday he received a notification which mentioned that, hey Raman, you've got a green charm. Let's just see how far it goes. And when he clicked on that link, nothing happened. There was no one in his matching queue. And yesterday, while talking to him, he told me that, you know what, I just feel like suing the founder of this app because breaking my heart so many times. And I passed a very famous quote to him that, you know what, प्यार मोहब्बत धोखा है पढ़ ले बेटा मौका है, because we have got placements coming up next semester, which means that all of this love and relationship is time waste. You should just focus on your studies and get a good placement next semester. So yeah, I'll just call him and ask him how he's been coping up with these tough times. So yeah, that was all from my side. Back to TMOD Chesta. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Varun Jain. That was really very nice of you. And on that note, Pyar Mohabbat Dhoka hai, let's learn some grammar from Toastmaster Nivedita Arora. Over to you, Toastmaster Nivedita Arora.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Cheshta. The correct usage of grammar won't just demonstrate your English skills, it will also show that you are diligent and have an eye for detail. It automatically shows how professional you are. So good evening, everyone. Today I am Nivedita, the grammarian for the day. I'll be checking your grammar, and the word of the day is endurance, which means the ability to bear the difficult situation without giving away. As you all know, we are how enduring this current situation, this pandemic. So I request you all to use the word of the day in the meeting, and whosoever use the word of the day, I request you all to give a thumbs up to the person. Thank you so much. Over to Toastmaster Cheshta.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nivedita. And let's endure to use less of the filler words with our counter, Toastmaster Arjun.
Thank you, Toastmaster Cheshta. Well, so everyone, I'd like you to just imagine that you've bought your dream sports car, be it any car, Lamborghini, Ferrari, Audi R8, whatever it is that you like. So you on a weekend, you decide to take it out for a spin and test the throttle of the car, enjoy the pace of the car and all that sort of stuff. But responsibly, I might add. And you decide to do it on a deserted highway somewhere. Right. And while you're enjoying your road trip, you experience speed breakers and bumps on a completely deserted highway, which makes no sense, right? And what those speed breakers do is they basically end up as they act as hiccups to your pace, your momentum, which is definitely not good. So these filler words do exactly that. In case to the listener, in case you're delivering a powerful message or a speech. Now, although I might add that these filler words, when used sparsely, they do make some sense and are actually good. But then, of course, do not overuse the filler words. So I'll be sniping people using filler words, overusing filler words, and overusing them, of course, makes you come off as silly and inconfident. So I would request and suggest everyone to be mindful of the filler words that they use. And I'll be compiling my report. In the evaluation section at the end of the meeting, I'll be presenting my report. So good luck, everyone. Over to you, Toastmaster Cheshta.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arjun. And let's come back to the theme of the day. That's culture and us. So who is all with us? we had a guest Anchal. Anchal, you wanted to share some experience about your culture?
Hi, hello to everyone. I'm a Punjabi, but I don't want to share regarding my culture. I want to share regarding a picture which is very close to my heart.
Yes.
I can show you with my mobile. I think if it is visible.
Yes, yes.
This picture is really dear, really very close to my heart. It is a picture of Sai Baba in which a child is hugging him like as a kiddo is just wanting to be very close to him. So it is the case with me. Once I get a chance in Haridwar where I can touch the holy feet of Baba and I could hug him, that is the biggest experience of my life which I'm not able to forget. Even whenever I'm very tense or depressed with the situations going around, I used to recall that incident, and this is the only thing which is very close to my heart, and I have placed it on my WhatsApp DP as well.
That's really very nice of you. That's more of a divine experience in these testing times. Who do we have next? We have Toastmaster Yash with us. Toastmaster Yash, do you have got anything regarding your Jan culture or something like that? Something special you would like to know, except for the books?
I thought of bringing something, but I just thought that why should I bring it? Everyone knows what it is: potato and onion. I mean, there are many. I mean, everyone who does not have a Jain friend will always ask that, are you allowed to eat onion? Are you allowed to eat potato? If not, then why do you eat that? So that is one thing that I find very hilarious always.
So tell us, kindly explain us. Do you?
I eat both of the things, but I don't know why we should not eat them. I never understood the logic. There are many stories that don't make any sense, so I'm just going to skip it. I eat potato and everything.
I also
I
understand
think-
your pain, Yash.
So you also don't eat potato and garlic and onion?
No, I do. I also agree with Yash. I don't understand the logic behind that.
But there is some logic called that agriculture was practiced at that time. If anything grows below the surface, that is the tuber, is assumed to be something that is causing violence to the microorganisms that are already there in the earth. Something like that. That is something that I've heard.
Yeah, it is
But
something
now
like that.
now two Jains have said that it is okay to eat potato and onion. We'll go ahead with that thing. Who do we have? Tushar, do you have something to show us?
Actually, I tried finding something, but didn't get something. Actually, just got this, peacock feather from the temple at my home. So this actually represents most of my culture. So we worship Lord
represents
Krishna.
what? It represents.
We worship
okay.
Lord Krishna here.
Okay,
it
so any
represents him.
particular sect that you belong to or something like that?
Actually, no,
Just
it's just like
feeling
the
of
kind of relation.
compassion
Yeah.
and divinity. Yes.
Krishna,
Okay,
I
okay.
brought something.
Yes, Toastmaster Hriday Thakur.
So something that I brought is very special, ladies and gentlemen. If you can see, this is the brand packaged Coronel packet that
Has
that is
now
very
become
famous.
the part of recent culture.
Exactly, that is very famous right now. And for anybody giving the right price, I will auction it to the right owner. And I'm going to keep it in mint condition because this is this is going to fetch very huge bucks in the later years. It's
Yes.
once in a lifetime something that
Hoarding is
ICMR
also a
has
part
also
of our culture. So yes, you are doing the right thing. You're on the right track, Toastmaster Hriday.
Yes.
So on that
So
note,
it is.
yes. Please continue.
Yes,
Sorry
please go
to
ahead. No,
interrupt
please go
you.
ahead. Done. I'm done.
So with this, we would start with our prepared speeches section. So first speech we have of Toastmaster Varshit Dussad. But before that, we would have his speaker. We would have his evaluator with us. So we have Toastmaster. Toastmaster Shrey with us. Toastmaster Shrey.
Okay. So thank you so much, Cheshta, for having me here. So before I start stating out the objectives, I would just share something related to the theme. So I had a habit of traveling a lot. I mean, even when there was lockdown in past 6 months, past 4 months, I've been to 4 different cities. So whenever I go to a new place, I have a habit of collecting some souvenir which has a meaning. So this reminds me, 3 years back, or I think, yeah, 2 years back, I had went to Udaipur. So there were a lot of elephant rides were happening. So I basically bought this, and this, if you carefully notice, this is the mother elephant, and inside it there's a hand engraved baby elephant, so which signifies the love between the mother and the child. So this has been very close to my heart, and it is always somewhere near to me. So yes, I really love this souvenir. Now let's move to the purpose statement of the speaker. So the speaker of the day is delivering his project 3 from level 2, if I'm not wrong. Project 2, so from level 3. Yeah. So the objectives are, the purpose of this project is for the member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. Timer, please note, time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. I wish him luck.
Just myself there, I have one or two questions. First of all, can the timer please confirm how you will be showing the timer? I just missed that part. Will you be the chat box or will you be sharing the screen?
No, I'll be sharing the cards. I'll be displaying the cards.
Like displaying the cards in real, or will be sharing the screen, virtual screen?
No, I'll be sharing my screen like this. I'll just want to, yeah, like
Okay,
this.
fantastic. I get that. Okay. And just there was one bit more question, yeah, to the president as well. Can I record myself for this particular speech so that I could use it for further review at a later stage? So if you would allow.
Yes, you can.
Okay, thank you. So I'm asking for permission. Please give me the permission to record. I still haven't gotten the. Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much. Okay, fantastic. I've gotten the access. Just the last bit of an audio visual check. Toastmaster of the day, please confirm. Audio and video check.
Yes, it's fine. So we have on stage Toastmasters Varshit Dusad, the storyteller among us. The storyteller among us, Toastmaster Varshit Dusad. Over to you, Toastmaster Varshit.
Do you struggle while telling stories? Do you want to tell better stories? Raise your hands if you do. And I know all of you are seeing me, so please raise your hands if you do. Fantastic. Thank you very much. What if I tell you that there is one secret of storytelling that can take your stories from here to there in no time? Would you be interested? You would, wouldn't you? Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and all the distinguished guests present today. Let me take you back into a time when I used to struggle telling my own stories. It was the time of my icebreaker speech. Do you remember how it was for you while preparing your icebreaker speech? You were sitting on the comfortable couch in your house, trying to relax, drinking hot chocolate, stressed out, wondering how to go about your story and tell it to the next day. You are under the pressure, despite the fact that there are no judgmental eyes with an audience in your room. Nonetheless, there is this clock ticking into the background, tick, 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 reminding you that you have to finish your speech within a particular time limit. I remember the struggle of writing my own story. I wrote my story on an A4 sheet of paper, filled it with 1,000+ words. And when I was done, I looked at the story and made sure that I had imagery and irony. I made sure that I practiced satire and the suspense. I video recorded and practiced my body language. I audio recorded and practiced my vocal variety. And when I was done late at the night, 10 p.m., after hours and hours and hours of practice, I looked at my script, I looked at my recording, and I realized, this is the worst speech in the history of speeches. Nonetheless, it was late at night, and I had nothing else to do but go to sleep and go back to this onto the stage next day. And I was very, very nerve-wracked, to be honest. So that is why I was carrying this particular A4 sheet of paper in my hand, hoping to use it as a shield against the piercing eyes of the audience. And then I start when my name is called, just like today. Toastmaster Varshit, your icebreaker speech. Your icebreaker speech, Toastmaster Varshit. Nervously, I look around and I say, my name is Varshit Prasad. I am from India. This is my first time at Imperial College Toastmasters Club. And then I just realized I was blank. I couldn't really remember anything from my speech. So I used the shield up and started shouting, "Thank you very much for having me here. I was born in Jaipur, Rajasthan in the year 1994. I had a loving family. I used to be good in studies. I really like to study a lot. I became an engineer. And then after I studied and I graduated, now I'm coming back to UK after studying for my postgraduate studies. Blah, 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 blah. Thank you very much for having me here." And I just dozed out of the stage, hiding inside the crowd, hoping never to stand out ever again onto the stage. And I was really looking, I was nervous. I was looking around to the audience and hoping, please people forget me what I did onto the stage and never remember me again. But unfortunately, this was a Toastmaster stage. So once your speech is done, it's really not really done. Because when you finish, the evaluator takes your place and reminds everyone that you spoke, what you spoke, what bad you did, and maybe a little bit of good things you actually did on the stage. And I was evaluated by a very wise, smart Toastmaster named Toastmaster Smart. And Toastmaster Smart was very smart because he was a PhD in physics. And I really looked up to him from my sitting from the audience seat and wondering, Toastmaster Smart is a really smart person. And he's going to come up with some interesting nuggets of gold. And I could use those nuggets of gold and eat them and digest them and become a better public speaker. And there he was, Toastmaster Smart, standing into the stage. He was looking around calmly with confident eyes. He said, "Speakers who make audience care are rare." And then the audience is like, "Yeah, that makes sense. That's something what a wise person would say about it. Come on, Toastmaster Smart, please throw out a bit more nuggets of gold. I really want to understand and learn from you." And then he goes about and continues. He says, "You can prepare a grammatically correct text. You can research all the facts. You can practice your pauses. You can think out all your actions. You can even rehearse your reactions." And I was like, yeah, Toastmaster Smart gets me. Action, reactions, body language, pauses. Isn't that all storytelling is all about? The drama, the suspense, the narration, the action. And Toastmaster Smart goes, but none of that really matters when it comes to storytelling. I was like, yeah, that is garbage, not gold. I was looking for gold, Toastmaster Smart. What are you talking about? I mean, this thing about this action drama thriller doesn't really matter at all. Why not? It's like saying in Lord of the Rings, the ring doesn't matter. But Toastmaster Smart was very smart, as I mentioned before. And he looked into my eyes and realized the skepticism, and he says, with mere words and gimmicks, you can inform the audience, but can you truly inspire them? You can make your audience listen, but can you make them care? And that is when it hit me. There was something unique about what Toastmaster Smart said. Perhaps I have been focused upon a wrong thing. After all, aren't all the great stories set in ancient medieval kingdoms? They're not. There is not a hero's quest to justice where they're fighting each other using foul magic, trying to win their ancient kingdoms, crossing through dungeons and fighting dragons. There are all stories are all about that. In fact, the great stories are perhaps the one where each member of the audience sit there in their own seat, wondering, is that how I would have played that character? Or those the decisions I would have taken if I was in that place? The story of that character mirrors so much to my entire life that it's close to my heart. Those are the great stories which make audience care, relate. Speakers who make audience care are rare. That is when it hit me, and I realized what Toastmaster Smart was trying to convey to me. My friends, I ask you to take a moment and try to remember the best speeches you've ever heard in your entire life, and give me a thumbs up if you agree that you remember those speeches because they made you care about something. I'm still waiting for your thumbs up. Thank you. They made you learn something new. And they made you feel that you definitely need to retell the story. Thank you. Speakers who make audience care are rare. My friends, each one among us has a story that is crying out loud to come out. A story doesn't have to be sensational, but it just has to be sincere, as what world champion Mark Brown says. Even if you can touch one person's heart, your message will last. So my friends, keep speaking, keep sharing, and most importantly, keep caring. Because there is somebody out there waiting to listen to you and your story. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Varshit. That actually transformed us into a different land altogether and took storytelling to another level. Kudos to you. Now we have an amazing speaker lined up next. We have Toastmaster Devesh Devangar. And before that, we have his evaluator for the day, Toastmaster Anmol.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, Toastmaster Anmol.
First of all, a very big hello to all the beautiful and the ravishing faces of Toastmasters Club of New Delhi. Seriously, it was a tough time for me recovering from Corona, but still, I would say there is light, always light at the end of the tunnel. Now, to begin with the project, Toastmaster Devesh Devangan would be giving his project 1 from level 3. The purpose of this project is for the member to determine his or her style of humor and apply it to a speech that centers around a central message. The speech timing is 5 to 7 minutes, and I wish Devesh all the very best for his speech. All the best, Devesh. Over to you, Cheshta.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anmol. Toastmaster Devesh.
Yes,
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Toastmaster Devesh, the biggest humor is outside. The biggest humor is outside there, Toastmaster Devesh.
Thanks, Cheshta. Can you hear me, Cheshta?
Yes, you're audible.
Timer, I have a request. I don't want to be pinned. I want the people's reaction when I'm delivering my speech. So can you remove the...
It's done.
It's done?
Yeah.
Just a minute.
Yes, it's done.
Good evening, everyone. One humor of my life is that I'm an engineer by accident. And I did my master's MBA. Humor continued to happen in my life when I chose training and development as a career. I think among all, the biggest humor has been that I'm working in a bank. So I work as a training and development expert in one of the banks. Now let me tell you what I do. I train people, I tell people how to remain positive, excited, and happy in their lives. And of course, they come to hear from someone who has been married for almost a decade now. So there are people in the banks who have been working for almost like 1.5 decade, 20 years, how to sell, and I tell them how to sell. I think that is the bigger humor for me, actually. I'm a part of the learning and development team, which itself a part of human resource. So let me tell you the entire shit, how it is actually. So every time the appraisal results are declared, the majority of the chunk, like the fund or the money, the 80% of the fund goes to the sales team because they are ultimately contributing to the revenue generation of the business. Whatever is left comes to human resource. Whatever is further left come to L&D, which is learning and development. Now, a fortnight ago, I happened to receive a call from my boss, and this call was to discuss the appraisal results for me. And I know the shit is going to happen with me. So he entired the conversation with his entire shit about how the financial year has been for us and how this pandemic has caused this and that. And then he talked about the shit about how Nirmala Sitharaman has been unfair to the finance and the banking industry. And I was wondering, what has Nirmala Sitharaman got to do with my appraisal? So I asked him, can you come to the point? How much is the percentage increment? And he said 4%. And I was like, so 4%, guys, basically for me is that if I take my family out to PVR and we watch a movie and I buy a popcorn, cola, Pepsi, including parking, my increment will be gone. So I'm just wondering, I have one question to the organization which I'm working for. I just want to ask them, you want to be a multi-dollar company. I want to buy an original iPhone, at least give me that money. These days, since the pandemic is back, a lot of people are working from home. So company has been insisting that we should be doing a lot of process training, compliance training. And one compliance training that we do regularly every year is that POS training. POS training is prevention of sexual harassment. You would not believe, guys, I have been doing so many POS trainings back and forth every day, every week, every fortnight. And the end of the day, all I could think about is sex and harassment. That is what I can think of. You would not believe I had a surprise of my life when one of the very junior employees some time ago attended this program of mine, and he gave me a call and he started discussing about his personal problems. And I asked him, why are you discussing all these things with me? And he said that with a smile, sir, you're a sex expert, sir. And I like sprang up from my chair. One of the topics that we discuss in Posh is gender equality. And I truly believe in that, really, guys. So guys, besides being a public speaker, besides being a learning and development expert, I'm also a husband. So I'd like to talk about the life of a husband. So guys, married men, we men are absolutely scared of nothing, but we are shit scared from our wives when they pass statements like, look, we need to talk. Questions like, how am I looking? Do you remember what did we do in our last anniversary? We are pretty scared about these things. Every time I go out for a walk with my wife and I'm back home, my credit card is 2,000 rupees down. I was listening to one of the radio jockeys the other day, and she was talking about how this husband-wife fights can be managed. And she was talking about a new strategy. And she said that whenever you get into a brawl, the spouses get into a brawl, do something unusual. For example, if the husband and wife is getting into a fight, husband must do something unusual. For example, the husband can sort of put a cold glass of water on the wife's head, and the situation will get neutralized. Wife will laugh out loud, and both the parties will pacify, and you both pally, and you both are friendly. So I was like, cool, I would really explore that. So a fortnight ago, I got, of course, we got into a brawl, and I thought of doing that trick. So I took a cold glass of water and I emptied that water on my wife's head. Can you realize, can you imagine what happened? I had to apply for a sick leave next day. So it was that severe, guys. Relationship is complex, guys. Understanding your spouse is like trying to understand this complex software licensing agreement. At the end of the day, you just scroll and you say, I agree. I'm also a father of 7-year-old girl. Guys, one thing you make a note of it. All the married people, you just make a note of it. Kids and technology will just not make you feel proud when you want them to. Technology. You have prepared an amazing presentation. You made an amazing presentation for your senior management. The day comes, you are suited, booted, you're neatly attired. You've set the context and people are happy about it. You open the laptop and you get a pop-up from window. Your system needs to be restarted. Installation will take 3 hours and entire presentation gone on a toss. Kids, you're so proud that your kid is talking to you in English. She's jumping and dancing and she's reciting all the poems and you're gungo about it. I mean, you just want to showcase this to the world. You have guests at home. All she's doing that she's running around without her pants. But guys, I think the biggest humor is somewhere else, guys. I mean, to me, genuinely, the biggest humor lies somewhere outside. The biggest humor for me is that, you have your leaders, political leaders, giving rallies when the people are dying outside in the roads. The biggest humor for me is that, there is no oxygen in the city. People are not finding hospital beds, but you have your celebrities posting their vacation photographs on their Instagram. I think that's the biggest humor for me. That's the biggest humor for me. Over to you, Team Manodi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Devesh, on that brilliant, humorous speech. So on that note, let us understand, why do we need culture per se? Culture per se brings stability. It brings togetherness. So in times like this, COVID, it is important that we stand together and help each other whenever required. So on that note, I would just like to ask our timer if both the speakers are qualified.
Yes,
can we have your timer?
Yeah, both the speakers are qualified.
So let's have the polling for the speakers. Toastmaster Yashjan, do we have the polls in the chat box?
They must be visible on your screens.
It's not visible as yet.
I can see people voting.
At least not on my screen. At
Host
least
and co-host cannot
not
vote.
on my screen. It is okay.
Cheshire, you can message me on my personal chat. And
Okay,
I will
okay,
see
fine. So hurry up. 10 seconds more.
Yep, we are done. So you can proceed, Chester.
So with this note, I'd like to hand over the stage to the table topic master of the day. And for that, we have Toastmaster Sukhmani Kaur with us, the very talented Toastmaster Sukhmani Kaur.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the second part of today's meeting, that is the table topic session. And we all look forward to this session. For those of us who are new here, the table topic session is an impromptu speaking session where all of us can practice speaking on the spot. So you can test your lateral thinking, your creativity, and guests can also participate here. And I would just like to state that the timing for this is the minimum qualifying time would be 1 minute and the maximum would be 2 minutes 30 seconds, after which you will be disqualified. So to give an example first, we'll start with a member. Anyone who would like to participate? Can I see a raise of hands? Anyone who does not have a role here? Okay, I can see Toastmaster Yash's hand. Okay, Toastmaster Yash, please unmute yourself.
Yes.
Your topic is Toastmaster Yash Jain. I hate myself. I hate myself, Toastmaster Yash Jain.
The question I ask myself every day, every hour, is that why I hate myself. This is a question that everyone asks himself or herself, but is not able to find the correct answer. Number one, of why I hate myself. Did I did this right? Should I hate myself for shaving my head? Number two, I hate myself because I like food and I have a pretty good paunch. Number three, I hate myself because I'm very lazy and I don't like to do things. Number four, I hate myself because I have to do household chores because right now we are not having a maid in our home, and many more stuff. I cannot stop of saying that why I hate myself. But I always try to see why I love myself. And that is the more difficult part. I don't know why I should love myself. I'm not able to judge that, yes, should I love myself for this? I skip a meal because I skip my home meal so that I could eat something from outside. Was it a correct decision? And now that's where my life questions me that yes, you should hate yourself. And the second thing is that there is always a silver lining. Your mothers, you do whatever you want to do and your mothers will always support you, that they will always love you and they will always say you don't hate yourself, you always love yourself. And I think that is the most important part you should focus on. Instead of focusing on why you hate yourself, you have to create a more of a positive environment that why you should love yourself. It will be hard, it will be more harder to find the reasons, but yes, there is always a good reason. If you cannot find them, ask your friend, ask your mothers, and they will be the best person to guide you that why you should love yourself. Thank you. Back to the tabletop master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster. Yes, that was indeed a very wholesome speech. Next, we'll take a guest. Any guest who would like to participate? Can I see a raise of hands?
We have Anchal. We do have an Anchal.
Anchal, would you like to participate?
Yes, Sukhmani, I can try.
Okay, we'll have an easy topic for you. A guest, Anchal. Junk food is healthy. Junk food is healthy. Guest, Anchal.
Junk food is healthy. Yes, it is healthy because it tastes our buds. But it is actually liked by our taste buds. It is full of cheese, jalapenos, and in that you can add on some seasoning which can give a great flavor. Junk food is really very healthy as it is very easy to give it to kids. Kids don't hesitate. Kids don't deny to have junk food. Indeed, it is very healthy and it helps. It is very easy for the mothers to feed their kids because they never deny to have junk foods, and as it is having junk food is available in lots of cuisines. People can try with the flavors they like to. Thank you.
Did you speak? Did you see the green card on your screen?
No.
You're supposed to speak for a minimum of 1 minute, so please try more.
Okay, I'll try. Junk food is healthy as it is full of colors, full of flavors. Thank you. I saw the green card.
It's okay, okay. All right. So do we have any guest or do we have any member who would like to participate? Can I see a raise of hand?
We have Vimika with us. We have Dhanishta with us.
All right. Toastmaster Vimika, please unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Vimika. Who am I? Who am I? Toastmaster Vimika.
Who am I? Thank you, Sukhmani, for the wonderful topic. This question arises in my mind sometimes when I feel like useless. Last 2 weeks, I was down with COVID. So I was thinking how useless my life is. I'm just eating. Means during whole COVID era, I felt this life is so useless. We are just eating and working. We have just become like animals. So I thought we are not born for this. We should always be like able to learn something or add value to ourselves. That is a life. Or some challenges are there but when you are doing repetitive things and no discipline is there, I really felt like I am no one. I'm just wasting my life. And I was thinking we can't go anywhere. We are here just stuck in one home, and we don't have anybody to socialize with. Otherwise, when the things were good, life was so happening. We were socializing, we were learning something new. There was networking, and we were going here and there. But now I felt whatever I learned or I invested in myself in past years, I just wasted in this 2 years, because everything has come to zero. All experiences, everything, nothing I found good. So this is what I was feeling like. COVID has made our life very useless. Otherwise, we were just adding value to ourselves. Now it's just we are living like fools or animals. This is just an animal life. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vimika. I saw Toastmaster Swadhin's hand. Toastmaster Swadhin, would you like to participate?
We would like to check his network also, Sukhmani, because I guess he's traveling. So please have a check of the network also. Yes, you're audible.
Okay.
Is your network stable, Swadhin?
Can you guys see me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, then it is.
You'll have to speak a little louder, I guess.
Okay. Can you guys see me?
Yes, yes. Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
then I think it is stable. I would love to participate.
Okay. So Toastmaster Swadhin, your topic is appearances can be deceptive. Appearances can be deceptive. Toastmaster Swadhin.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, for that wonderful topic. When I say appearances can be deceiving to myself, there is one thing that comes to my mind. I'll tell you a small story before that. During my summer vacation, I used to go to my home in Assam, and we have one beautiful festival. It is called Bhauna. So let me tell you a bit about Bhauna. In that festival, what happens is that we have a kind of play. It is a play based on Ramayana, Mahabharata, and all. So in that play, people, they wear masks and they act. And I was just a child. I was in school, I think, and I went to see the play, see Bhauna with my mother. And as a child, obviously, I was a kid. I didn't know anything about it. And I thought, oh, these are real characters. And when they started acting, it was this big man with a big beard, just like Ghostbusters and more, maybe longer than his. he came to the scene and he started shouting. He started shouting loudly, and I was so scared. I ran to my mother and I said, "My mom, I'm so scared." And then my mother told me, "Son, just wait for 5 minutes. Just wait for 5 minutes, and you will see that this man." After 5 minutes, the end of the scene laid out, and the big man, the big beard, he took off his mask. And behind that mask, was a beautiful face, the beautiful prince. And in the end of the story, it came out that the big man who all considered, who was considered to be a monster by all, was actually a prince who did good for his people, who did good for his country. And that day, I was taught one thing by my mother, that appearances, yes, can be deceiving. So that is that I would say appearances can be deceiving. So whenever you see somebody, whenever you see something, do not just at the very first instant. Wait for some time, give it some time, and you'll see the real stuff. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Toastmasters Bean. We would like to take a guest now. Guest Saurabh or guest Sehdev, would you like to participate? Please unmute yourself.
Sukhmani?
Yes, Saurabh, am I audible?
Yes. I take a previous topic like junk food is healthy. Can I?
I'll give you a new topic. I'll give you an easy topic.
Okay.
I'll give you a new topic.
Okay.
All right. Guess, Saurabh, the value of words. The value of words. Guess, Saurabh.
Value of words is like a morale, and we take words like should be exactly speaking. Exactly speak when you are out of your mind, not out of your mind. Only speak when you are in mind, because some words are so hurting hurting them. This is called relation. जंक फूड वाला कर सकता हूँ. Hello.
Saurabh, you're going good. Please go ahead and try.
So I was speaking that ki some morals could be cannot be teach or can't be teach. So it should be can't be teach, should be should be learned by ourselves, not be teach, not be learned, because some words are in some words. Sorry, thank you.
Thank you so much, guest Saurabh, and thank you to everyone who participated. Let's have a loud round of applause for everyone who participated in this session. And now I would like to hand over the stage to the general evaluator, who is Toastmaster Vish Dagan.
We can check for the timer, Sukhmani.
All right. So timer, is everyone qualified?
Yes, Sukhmani, everyone is qualified.
And before the evaluation start, let's have a poll for the table topic speakers.
The polls must. The polls are live on your screens. Please vote.
All right. With that, I would like to now hand over the stage to the general evaluator, Toastmaster Vishesh Dagan.
A very good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Sukhmani. Just a slight doubt, are we going to have the break for 5 minutes, or should I continue?
You can continue. We'll have the break after your session. We'll have join.
Permanent break for a week, right? Yeah.
We have some tips. Right.
A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, and welcome to the general evaluation section of the Toastmasters meeting. The general evaluation section is considered as the most important section because here we are going to evaluate each and every speaker who came up on the stage on the basis of a lot of parameters. So I'm going to start off by calling off the first speech evaluator, Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the evaluator of Toastmaster Varshit, Toastmaster Shrey Saxena.
When I joined Toastmasters 6 years back, I was introduced to a gentleman who was similar to Toastmaster Smart, as mentioned by the speaker. Let's name him Toastmaster Super Smart. So when Toastmaster Super Smart he became my mentor, he told me one secret, and that one secret was reminded to me by the speaker. And that secret I will share as we move on. Greetings to friends and family of Toastmasters Club of New Delhi, and special greetings to the speaker of the day. So when I listened to the speech presented by the speaker, I was sold on that idea that even an online speech can be as entertaining as an offline one. The speech recalled that secret which was told to me by Toastmasters Super Smart, and that was facts tell, but stories sell. I was recalled this particular line which Toastmaster Super Smart told me in the very initial days of my Toastmasters journey. So first of all, let me tell the biggest strength of the speaker in my opinion, and that is dramatic comedy. The execution of dramatic comedy is something which very few people I've seen can execute on stage. For example, the speaker dramatized a whole scene where he wrote the speech, he was about to prepare it, and then finally when the speaker started reading it, he mentioned, "This is the worst speech in the history of speeches." So dramatic comedy. So I really loved the premise he set and the way he executed, which burst into laughter, at least for me. Moving on, I've divided the speech into two categories. One is the content, and another is the delivery. Talking specifically about the content, the speaker started by the speaker recreated his own Toastmasters journey on the stage. He mentioned his struggle from writing speech to delivering and his encounter with Toastmaster Smart, and he used rhetorics, which was beautifully done. And then he mentioned a very important point that can you make your audience care? And I really love the use of the rhyme which the speaker used, and that was audience making audience care is very rare. So I absolutely love that part. Talking specifically about delivery, I really love the dramatization from tick tick to smelling and from A4 writing. I enjoyed each part of it. I really felt that the speaker was smelling, living, and swimming in his own speech. Now, if I have to specifically talk about recommendations, I would like to give 3 recommendations to the speaker, considering his level of speech. Number 1 is character placement and characterization. So, of course, there was a lot of use of dramatization, but I felt that when you were introducing Toastmaster Smart, you could have the speaker could have characterized and describe the character even more in the way that he was a tall, dark man, and he was so fat that if I told him to walk in front of the TV, I would have missed 2 episodes of Game of Thrones. So the speaker could have included some kind of humor in while characterizing as well. Second was the word per limit. I felt that at times the speaker was too fast at few moments. And the third was maybe the speaker could have used a prop which could have enhanced the speech. All in all, I absolutely loved the speech and I look forward to hearing more. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shrey Saxena. Now we're going to invite the second evaluator of the meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Toastmaster Anmol Arora, who's going to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Devesh.
Am I audible, Vishesh?
Yes, you're audible.
You want to become a multi-millionaire company, and I can't even buy an original iPhone. Look, we need to talk. Well, these were some of the instances from Toastmaster Devesh's speech which needed the requisite emphasis on the vocal variety, which Toastmaster Devesh did perfectly all right. So my first commendation goes out to Toastmaster Devesh Devangan when it comes to voice modulation. He perfectly modulated his voice when it comes to the dialogue delivery while he's taking a jibe on the company and while he's talking to his wife. Now, since his topic was humor, on the outside, Devesh talked about a range of roles and relationships, ranging from a corporate employee to being a husband, to being a father, and to finally the netas and the pre-existing situation which is going on in the country. However, I feel that humor on the outside was supplemented by all of these roles and relationships, but the missing link was the transition. The transition, however, wasn't too smooth. It was taking me from a corporate employee who is just cribbing about his role as a corporate employee, then to a husband who is just cribbing about his role as a husband, then to a father, and then to a neta. It was overwhelming in a sense that it lacked that requisite smooth transition. So, a recommendation to Devesh in terms of the structure of the speech. Now, coming to Devesh's speech on a whole. An engineer by accident, MBA by PG, working in a bank. Devesh started off by using the already existing notions of an individual, of a youthful individual in the society, thereby taking a jibe of sarcasm at it to grab the audience's attention all in one go. A sarcastic jibe. Then he went on to tell us that how he trains people who have been working in a bank for over 20 years to be positive in life. Again, a useful tool for humor known as self-deprecatory humor. Here, Devesh self-deprecates his value that he, who is just a newbie, is going to teach people who have been there in the job for over 20 years to be positive in life. Another time, he went on to take another analogy, such as that of his daughter and the pop-ups in his laptop alongside the relationships with technology. So he draws another useful analogy, between kids and technology. And in the end, he finally talks about the netas and the celebrities who have been taking fun of the current pre-existing COVID scenario in the country by finally drawing out a message. So he perfectly captures the essence by fulfilling the objectives of his speech. He gives us a humorous speech, applies his style of humor of taking a jibe and self-deprecatory, and wraps it around a message. He perfectly uses the tool of voice modulation. However, with a better structure, it could have been a great speech. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Anmol. That was absolutely brilliant. Now let's move on to the table topic evaluator of the meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Toastmaster Hriday Thakur.
Thank you, Vishesh. Am I audible? Perfect. So with that, let's start with the evaluation of all the table topic speakers. First of all, congratulations everyone for conquering the stage and coming on the stage. It's indeed a very, very tough task just to even speak in front of a camera, and you did conquer it. Well done, everyone. So coming to the first speaker today, we had Yash, who had the topic of I hate myself. He started by converting this statement into a question. Why do I hate myself? Thereby giving us a chance of exploring the topic more. When you are given a topic, it is on you what you want to do with it, whether you want to play with it as it is or you want to change it. And he witnessed and showcased us that thing. Now, the best thing about his topic or the best thing about his speech was definitely the structure, that everything was in unison till the start, till the end. And whatever he said was in complete coherence with the topic or the message that he wanted to give all of us. The things that I want Toastmaster Yash to improve on is, first of all, the timings, because if you pay attention, there's a certain structure that happens with the time. If you could establish doing that, you would be very, very well off in the table topic contest or any other thing that you want to pursue table topics in. The second thing would be delivery. Bring a little bit more vocalization into your delivery, because it will lay the emphasis on the correct words and remove our focus from the incorrect or the bad usage of words. These were the only two recommendations I had for him. Today's speaker was Achal, guest Achal. So guest Achal had a very, very clear thought process that she needs to speak about junk food. Now, the thing that I believe that she can improve on is articulation. Articulation is very simple, that whatever comes to your mind, you have to dictate it step by step and then present it in a way that it looks like a journey or a story in itself. This is a very simple process of articulation, and I believe guest Achal that it will happen once you start coming more often and participating in table topics. But kudos to you for that endurance or that that encouragement that you had on the stage today. All right, moving on to the next speaker today. It was Vimika. Now, Vimika being now a seasoned Toastmaster, I would like to say that today I could finally see a clear thought process flowing. Today, your voice was not jumbled. Today, your thought process was on point, A to B to C to D. The one thing that I would recommend to you is, first of all, place the camera at a little bit angle so that we can actually see your hand movement. Second thing that goes with it is that being a speaker, try to have a message. A message is something that you can give to all of us and we can take it at our homes. And if we want to, we can apply it as well. Being a speaker, when you have stage, try to hold a message. Try to give a message to each and everyone present at the meeting today. That's a very powerful tool a speaker can have. All right, over to the next one is Swadhin. Of course, he's a COVID warrior. We can see him roaming around the streets. But also something that I would like to point out is that he has an amazing voice modulation now. He never used to have that modulation or vocalization in his voice, but he does now. And his content, I was a little bit wary in my internet connection. That's why I couldn't hear it, but amazing voice modulation, and keep it up. Coming to the next guest, we had Saurabh. First of all, Saurabh, congratulations for tackling your fear. Please, everyone, give a huge round of applause for guest Saurabh.
बढ़िया आपको
All
क्या
right.
लगा?
All right, Nishant, if you could, yes. So, Saurabh, or anybody who's coming on the stage for the very first time, it takes courage, it takes endurance to come and speak on the stage. And today, you got out of your comfort zone.
Thank you.
Right? The first step of getting out of a comfort zone is trying to get out of your comfort zone. And today you tried it with a table topic that you were not comfortable in. So kudos to you. Keep coming to the meetings, keep trying out table topics, and in no time you're going to be a better and a much better and amazing speaker than all of us, I hope. Yes. I would like to pass on the stage to the general evaluator for today, Toastmaster Vishesh. Please, everyone, give a huge round of applause for Vishesh. All right.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hriday Thakur. All right, so we'll begin off by evaluating the speech evaluators first. And first of all, I'm going to start off by evaluating Toastmaster Shreya Saxena. So Toastmaster...
Vishesh, can we have the voting first?
Yeah, we'll have the votes for the best evaluators first.
Timer.
Vishesh, timer.
We have to just confirm with the timer if all the speakers are qualified.
I suppose you're asking for the evaluators.
Yes.
Yeah. So second evaluator, Toastmaster Anmol, is qualified.
What about the other two evaluators?
Actually, table topic evaluator Hriday is also qualified. Unfortunately, Toastmaster Shreya is disqualified.
All right, so Anmol is disqualified.
No, Toastmaster Shreya is disqualified. Other two evaluators are qualified.
All right.
The polls are in front of the screen. Please vote for the best evaluators.
Also, I'd like to ask Toastmaster Tushar to display the timer cards for like 3 to 4 seconds so that the person who is speaking can see the timer cards very well. All right, so can I start off?
Yes, Vishesh, you can continue.
All right, we'll start off by evaluating Toastmaster Shreya Saxena, who's evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Varshit. So Toastmaster Shreya started off by relating the story of Toastmaster Varshit's speech to his own self. So that was one strong point of Toastmasters Shreyas Saxena's evaluation. The next point that I'm going to talk about Toastmasters Shreyas evaluation is his structure. So he started off by an intro, then he talked about the biggest strength of the speaker, and then he talked about the content and delivery. So I absolutely love the structure of the speech, but there is one slight recommendation adding to the structure of the speech is that when you started talking about the second recommendation, you were already on the red card, so you had to wrap up your evaluation in those 30 seconds, and you had to wrap up your speech up by a recommendation. So I'd like to urge you to wrap up your evaluation by a commendation on a positive note, so that the speech ends on a positive note. And there's another recommendation that I would like to give you, is that another commendation that I like to state over here is that the commendations that you gave. For example, you talked about character placement. So you talked about character placement and imagery, which is very important in a speech, because whenever we are talking about imagery, for example, if I'm talking about a man, if I'm talking about a story and it has a man in it, then I'll be describing how is the man dressed, how tall is he, or because it helps us imagine the story and helps us live the story. So I absolutely loved your recommendations. Now we'll be switching off to Toastmaster Anmol Arora, who's evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Devesh. So one very strong point of Toastmaster Anmol's evaluation was that he gave commendations and he supported that commendation with another recommendation that was linked to that commendation. For example, when he commended the speaker about her content, about the various parts of the speech, he mentioned those particular parts of the speech which helped us to get back to the speaker's speech. And because we are here in a mutual environment, so it does, because the speaker knows about the speech, but the people who are listening, but the audience also gets back to the speech when you mention the parts of the speech. Another very important thing of Toastmaster Anmol's evaluation is how he analyzes the speech. So Toastmaster Anmol analyzed the speech very well, and he gave those commendations and recommendations which were on point. There is one recommendation that I'd like to give him is that he can sit down, he can place the camera on some particular table or something like that, and then give the evaluation, because whenever he's holding the camera in his hand, it restricts his hand movement. So that is the only recommendation that I'd like to give Toastmaster Anmol Arora. Now talking about Toastmaster Hriday Thakur, who is going to evaluate the table topic speakers. So Toastmaster Hriday Thakur commended the speakers very well and analyzed their speeches very well and gave the recommendations according to that particular speech. For example, he commended Yash on his humor skills, but he also recommended Yash over the delivery and the voice modulation of Toastmaster Yash's speech. But there are slight recommendations that I like to give Toastmaster Hriday, is that when you started talking about guest Anchal, you started off by the recommendations itself. I didn't really see any commendation that you gave to Toastmaster Anchal. She's a guest. Giving recommendations is, of course, a good part, but we can start off with commendations, which helps us induce a positive note to our evaluations. So that was all for all the speech evaluators. Now we'll be having the report of the leadership role players. So first of all, I'd like to call up on stage the listener of the meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Toastmaster Nadeem Anwari.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vishesh. I thank everyone who came today and participated in today's session. I hope that you could connect with our content in today's session and try your part to be an active listener. I'm coming up with some questions. I hope that you could draw your attention and each and every speakers who come today in this session. Starting with the members, I want to ask what is the meaning of endurance? Anyone, please? Anyone from member? Anyone can tell me what is the meaning of endurance? Yeah, Toastmaster Yash Jain, please.
It's the ability of not giving up on a task or something you're doing.
Correct. Thank you so much. The next question, I want you to give me the name of the speaker who has given this statement that a story has to be sincere. Who was the speaker who has given this statement?
May I ask Mr. Hriday to please?
Yes, Mr. Nadeem or listener. So I believe it was Varshit, the speaker one.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And an engineer by accident. Anyone from GIST, maybe? Anyone? I want someone from GIST to please participate. An engineer by accident. Who can give me the name of the speaker? Yes, Mr.
We have Sahdev raising his hand.
All right, Mr. Surab. Yes, please.
Devesh Devangan.
Yeah, perfect. And the last, not but the least, but facts tell, stories sell. Very interesting point which caught my attention. Who is the Toastmaster who have given this statement? Anyone from member this time? Anyone from member? Facts tell, stories sell.
It's Toastmaster Varshit, and then it was repeated by his evaluator, Toastmaster Sri Sakyan Saxena.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I want you to just leave you with some tools. The next time that you come across of a person or a meeting or a group of person, you try to draw your attention first. It takes commitment. It definitely takes practice as well. But by the time, the more you start practicing it and having that enough commitment with yourself that you're giving this time and focusing from yourself, giving this focus, this attention to the person who is in front of you, who do you listen for? It can lead you to get there and be an active listener. Thank you so much. Over to you.
There's a professor of mine who addresses her students with Mr. Vishesh. And she said, Mr. Vishesh, class leave kar do. And as soon as Toastmaster Nadeem was going to say that, I was like, I have to leave. All right, we'll call upon the next leadership role player of the meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Toastmaster Arjun.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vishesh. All right, so let me just first say what a wonderful job everyone there. To bring in my analogy of sniping you, I'd say every one of you were quick on your feet, and it was really tough for me to categorize you people because all of you nearly fell into the green zone. But then I had to cheat and dial up the strictness. So based on that strictness, I have divided you people in green, yellow, and red zone of overusing the filler words. So in green zone, we have Toastmaster Varshit, Toastmaster Varun Jain, Toastmaster Nadeem, Toastmaster Anmol, Toastmaster Sukhmani, Toastmaster Yash Jain, Toastmaster Hriday, and Toastmaster Nivedita. And in the yellow zone, equally good, are Toastmaster Shrey, Toastmaster Vishesh, Toastmaster Cheshta, Toastmaster Devesh, and Toastmaster Vimika Valecha. And in the red zone, wonderful job again, but this is all because of the strictness. I have guest Achal, Toastmaster Swadeen, and guest Saurabh. Also, I would like to say here that guest Saurabh here being, he was a brave victim, even though he took many sniper bullets from my sniper here, he didn't move and was kudos to his endurance. What a wonderful job, Saurabh, and congratulations on conquering your fear. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster
Vishesh.
Vishesh, yeah.
Vishesh. All right, thank you so much, Toastmaster Arjun. Now let's call upon the grammarian of the meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Toastmaster Nivedita Arora.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vishesh. So, as a grammarian of the day, whenever Yash give me this role, I ask him, please give me some other role it would work, because when you are a Toastmaster in TMND, it's very difficult to find out mistakes as a grammarian. So today the usage of grammar was absolutely commendable, but somehow I would suggest there was the overusage of by few of the Toastmaster and guests, So I request you all to cut down on that. And the word of the day was used one time by the Toastmaster. So thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster.
All right, thank you so much, Toastmaster Nivedita. Now, last but not the least, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the timer of the meeting, Toastmaster Tushar.
Thank you, General Moderator. I'll be presenting my report now. So in my report, I have categorized the speakers according to the time they have consumed while delivering their speeches. So I've broken down the zones into 3 colors: green, yellow, and red. So I have some suggestions for the speakers that lie in the green zone. I would suggest them to initially take a pause, recollect your thoughts, and then maybe move forward with your speech. For all the people that lie in the yellow zone, it's the optimum time. You guys did your best. And for all the people, for the speakers in the red zone, I have a few recommendations. First, be concise. Try to convey the essence of your thoughts in the fewer number of expressions as you can. Second, I would suggest you to avoid using superfluous words. For example, Amazon provides both doorstep delivery as well as pickup from a nearby store. So you can see here the use of as well as is redundant and is not necessary here. Third, always use a stopwatch to analyze your time consumption. This concludes my report. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Tushar. I'll be now let's have the polls for the best leadership role player.
Tushar, are all the leadership role players qualified?
Yes, all of them are qualified.
Okay, thank you. So the polls must be in your, the polls are live. Please vote for the best leadership role player. Vishesh, you can continue.
All right, thank you so much. I'll be starting off by evaluating the joke master of the meeting, Toastmaster Varun Jain. Now, the number of times Toastmaster Shrey and Toastmaster Samir have been mentioned as the torch bearers of dating apps like Bumble, Tinder. I think Bumble is surely gonna make them the brand ambassador of their dating apps. And the number of times dating apps have been used as a content in the content of Joke Master, I think that has become a lot of times. But I think the job by Toastmaster Varun Jain was brilliantly done. He had a brilliant flow in his speech voice, and one recommendation that I'd like to give him is to maintain a little bit of pauses in his speech, because when you start analyzing and when you start highlighting the punchlines of your joke master role, it highlights those punchlines and it reflects in your speech. So it helps the audience inculcate those particular speech lines, those particular punchlines, and that would really add up to your role. Now let's evaluate Toastmaster Nadeem Anwari, who was playing the role of a listener. One very important fact about Toastmaster Nadeem is that he has a very good delivery and it comes very naturally to you. So I would like you to take it further, and he explained his role brilliantly by talking about the importance of his role, by talking about the importance of listening with a brilliant story. And the accent of Toastmaster Nadeem Anwari adds to the clarity of your speech. So brilliantly done. One recommendation that I'd like to give you is while presenting the report or while coming to the report section of your role, you can make the session a little more interactive and funny, because listening is the role of listener is supposed to be very interactive and funny, and it sets around a jolly mood. So that is the only recommendation that I'd like to give you. Talking about the R-counter of the meeting, Toastmaster Arjun. So Toastmaster Arjun started by drawing the analogy between the dream sports car with a beautiful speech. And you have a very calm and composed attitude whenever you're speaking, and that is absolutely brilliant. And you have a very happy and a jolly vibe, which very much contributes to your role. And I think you did it brilliantly. No such recommendations to you. Now let's talk about the timer of the meeting, Toastmaster Tushar. So Toastmaster Tushar happens to be my super senior. So you think about giving recommendations to them before.
but he had a brilliant flow in his role. He started off with a story. He talked about the rules and he explained them brilliantly. One slight recommendation that I'd like to give Toastmaster Tushar is that at times Toastmaster Tushar's voice becomes a little monotonous. So whenever you are talking about, whenever you are delivering a story, whenever you're talking about a story, you can emphasize a little bit on the pauses so that your voice doesn't sound monotonous. That is the only recommendation that I'd like to give you. And talking about Toastmaster Nivedita Arora, who is playing the role of grammarian, she had a very nice and crisp intro. She explained the role brilliantly. But one recommendation that I'd like to give Toastmaster Nivedita is that you can include you can include a small person's story while talking about your role, so that it can help the listeners relate to your particular role. And you also mentioned that I'm the grammarian of the meeting. You don't really need to mention that, and you can start off with your role as it is. Now I'd like to evaluate the role plays of the meeting, but before that we'll be having the votes for the best role player.
Please vote for the best role player. The votes are live on your screens. Yes, Yashish, you can continue.
All right. So let's talk about Toastmaster of the day, Cheshta Minocha. When I thought about the topic culture and us, I thought the topic is going to be a little monotonous and it can be a little boring. But Toastmaster Cheshta Minocha ensured that the topic, that her TMOD session is absolutely brilliant. She was absolutely magnificent when you start talking about the interactive section of the speech. And the highlight of Toastmaster of the day of Cheshta's session was when she asked us to bring an object from around us which reflects our culture. I think when you did that, it made us think about our own culture and start, it helps the audience relate with the topic and it helps us think. Now you explained the structure of the meeting brilliantly. And one recommendation that I like to give you is that when you were sliding on to the later part of your session, that is talking about the conclusion, I think you skipped out on the conclusion a little bit and your ending was a little abrupt. So you could have done one thing. You could have talked about your own culture. You could have talked about any personal story about your own culture, which helps us, which enlightens us with your own culture. And you could have also included those personal stories in somewhere in the between of your session, but your session was absolutely amazing. I think it was brilliantly done. Now talking about the table topic master, Toastmaster Sukhmani, she explained her role brilliantly and very comprehensively. She talked about the timings of the table topic speakers as well. Now the topics that Toastmaster Sukhmani chose, they were quite simple and nice, but when you start thinking about them, there are a lot of answers which come up. For example, that one of the topics that Toastmaster Sukhmani gave is who am I? So who am I is a very trivial topic, but when you start thinking about it, there are a lot of answers which are gonna pop up in your mind. So the array of topics that were chosen by Toastmaster Sukhmani was absolutely brilliant and a job well done. Now talking about Toastmaster Cheshta as a sergeant at arms, the sergeant at arms role was absolutely brilliant. She explained the roles very comprehensively. She talked about an anecdote and a story about some person's story, and then she made the session interactive by talking about. I'm not sure, I don't remember the topic, but the session was brilliantly done. So that is it from my side. Back to the president of the meeting, Toastmaster Hriday Thakur.
Sorry, yes. All right. Perfect. Thank you, Vishesh, so much. Thank you, TMOD. Thank you, TTM, for all those lovely sessions that you guys put up to. Now, let us first of all, Vishesh, Yash, can you send me the last remaining results as well? All right.
I have sent you all. Please check your WhatsApp.
All right. Perfect. Yes, I have the results now. Okay. So who do you think, let's give away the awards. Who do you think, please unmute yourself and let me know who wins. Who do you think won the best role player? We had Cheshta, Sukhmani, Vishesh.
Timer.
Vishesh.
That is something innovative. I think it was Vimika, right?
I didn't know his name.
All right. Perfect. So the best role player goes to Toastmaster, not the timer. Cheshta Minocha. Please, everyone, give a huge applause. All right. So, who do you think won the best leadership role player? We had Varun,
Timer.
Nadeem,
Timer.
Tushar, Arjun, Nivedita.
I spoke it wrong.
So the best leadership role player goes to the one who is performing the role for, and I think my network is stuck, who is performing the role for the very first time. And the winner is Toastmaster Tushar Gautam. Please give a huge applause for Tushar. All right. Who do you think won the best table topic speaker? We had guest Achal, Saurabh, Yash, Vimika.
Yash.
Vimika.
All right.
Vimika.
Yes.
And with
Timer.
that,
Timer.
Yes.
the best table topic speaker goes to
Yes,
our
Jen.
Chola Bhatura King. Yes, Jen. Toastmaster. Yes, Jen. Please, everyone, give a huge applause for Toastmaster. Yes. All right. The best evaluator. Who do you think won the best evaluator? It was Anmol, me, and Shrey.
Based on your smile, it's you. It's you.
Yes, I so hoped it would have been me, but it is none other than Toastmaster Anmol Arora. Please, everyone, give a huge applause for this amazing guy and this amazing evaluator. You just have to shake your hands, yes,
This
like
was
you don't
neck to
care.
neck
Just shake your hands like
competition.
you don't care. Yes, it was a competition. All right. So, who do you think won the best speaker? We had Varshit and we had Devesh.
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 Both.
Devesh, sir.
And the best speaker goes to Toastmasters Devesh Devangan. Please, everyone, give a huge applause for this amazing husband, worker, leadership development coach, and a father. Well done, Toastmaster Vishesh, and well done to each and every one of you who won today. If all of you could please come on the cameras, and everyone who is right now in the meeting, if you could please turn on the cameras for the. Yes. So, Mani, could you please do the honors? Everyone, you can make weird smiles, weird faces. It works. Don't worry. We'll tag you on Instagram as well. So don't worry about the PR.
And now everyone can stop smiling.
Everyone stop smiling. But yes. So before that, let us take the feedback of all the guests today present in the meeting. First of all, starting with Achal. Achal, please tell us how was the meeting in just one or two words, if you could.
It was really, really amazing to attend this group meeting. I was very at a lower side, but I'll improve. It is for that only. It was really amazing to meet you guys and to see everyone very energetic and very positive and spreading positive vibes around. It was really great to join this group.
Thank you so much, Achal, for joining us today. Indeed, it was a pleasure to have you in the meetings, and this is the positive environment that we crave for. So moving on, we have one more guest today, Saurabh. Saurabh, if you could please unmute yourself and give your feedback for the meeting in just one or two words.
Hey there. Superb experience, man. I really like this meeting, and I will pursue another video as well.
Perfect. Thank you, Saurabh, for coming today. Indeed, it was a pleasure again to have you in the meeting. So I think we have one more guest. Sehdev, if you could please unmute yourself and tell us how was the meeting? How did you? In just one or two words. If you could please unmute yourself, Sehdev. Sehdev, you're on mute. No, Sadev, you're still on mute. I believe you're positive. You had a positive feedback.
I was on mute, yes, sir. Yes, sir. For me, I was saying that for me, the meeting was very splendid and all the speakers were great. They spoke well. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Sadev. Thank you for being a part of this meeting. Thank you so much for being a part of this meeting. Just one more thing, if everybody could please turn on the cameras. This is the something that I wanted to say to you all personally, uh, as the president of this club. If everybody present in this meeting today can switch on the cameras, everyone, everyone. This is just going to be a 2 minute something that I wanted to share with you personally. All right, thank you so much, everyone. Uh, yes, if more of you could please, if anybody who's not turned on the cameras, please turn on the cameras. I just want to share something. All right. So the thing is that yesterday, a very near and dear relative of mine, my Mausaji, he passed away. Now the thing is that we all today have people or relatives who passed away, who are affected by this situation, this virus, very gravely. I know that we all have those people in our lives. The thing is that we as people have never really felt so helpless. I, as a person, my father, my parents, everybody in our family, we made our calls to anybody who could arrange a bed, ventilators, anything for that matter for him. But all of our uh, things were in vain. We could not save him. They were searching for a bed from 4:30 a.m. and l- yesterday 12 a.m. he took his last breath. The thing is that we all had some of this situation happen to us in the past few weeks or months, or and don't hope that anybody has to go through this situation. But what we have to understand as people is that how can we change it, or how can we pitch in? We all cannot go as frontline workers, help out people, help out patients. We cannot do that. We're not trained. We are not specifically doing that. But what we can do is use our skills in the right manner. If you have your smartphones, if you can code, if you can do anything, if you can cook, you can serve, you can do anything and everything that is in your power that you wish to do. And that is what I ask you for to do today. Because let me tell you something, we all people present in this meeting today are very well off. And if something like this could happen to us, just imagine the plight of people who cannot even afford the basic necessities. They are struggling to even find basic resources at this moment. Let me give you a very small example of what happened in America after 9/11. People were scared as we are right now. People were helpless as we are right now. What they did was they did not had offices to go to. The offices were suspended. They took out their cars and that debris of both the towers, the rocks, the big boulders that could not be carried away by the firefighters, they took it, put it in their cars, and they drove off with them. When such a panic hurts the society, we have to find what we can do. So I request all of you, as the president of this club, I just wanted to tell in my position, all of you, I just wanted to share this with all of you. Do anything that you can. Anything you can in your power to save just even one life, to just forward a message that could actually save a life. Plasma, medicines, beds. We don't have anything right now. And it's not a negative thing I'm spreading. I'm telling you to step up as citizens of this country. Because right now, politicians have given up, doctors have given up, the healthcare system has given up. But we as citizens need to step up. To save everyone, we have to do this for Indians. And with that, I'm sorry if I made you uncomfortable or it was a very negative situation to be in. But I just wanted to share it and get this off on my chest. And with that, we can end the meeting on a peaceful and a positive note. Thank you everyone for joining us today, being with us today. I wish you all the very best. I wish you very safe and healthy. If you have anything, just let me know. Contact me, contact anyone that you want to. Talk to people, go out and talk to people on phone. You have a whole contact list waiting for people for calls. Talk to them. People are right now very scared, very scared. So just talk to people. And thank you for being with us today. And that was it. Thank you so much. We can start an informal discussion if you want.
Close the meeting, brother. First 981st meeting, you have to close it.
All right. With that, I close the 981st meeting. I don't have a hammer. I have a spoon. So with that, I close the meeting. Yes. Done. Thank